The Good Guy Experience.
Yo, what's happening? What's happening? We back in here.
What's going on?
Welcome.
What's happening?
What's going on?
Well,
All right.
in here.
So, welcome to the Good Guy Experience, guys. As you see, we have two brand new faces with us. So, Tyrone, you want to tell us who you got to join Black Pearl and Royal?
Okay, so for tonight, all right, needed two new faces, fresh faces, some intelligent conversation. So I got my man Jamal Willis in the house.
What's going on? How y'all doing?
All right.
All right. So we got Robin. Okay.
What's going on? How y'all doing?
All right. So one thing about Robin, right? Okay. All right. So tell a little about yourself, man. Introduce yourself.
Hey, so my name's Robin Gould. I'm 24 years old. Luckily, found the woman of my love recently. So I'm newly fianced. I'm also a gospel artist. I do Christian rap, Christian R&B, reggae. Have a new song releasing on December 10th and a music video dropping December 14th. I also do political grassroots marketing, and I do small business marketing for businesses all over the U.S., companies, politicians all over the U.S. I've done work in Virginia, Ohio, Michigan, New Jersey, West Virginia. Basically 32 states of the United States I've traveled to. Done a lot of door knocking and passing out flyers, government information. So, I mean, I'm just blessed to be here. I'm just a young man looking to spread my knowledge that I have, so it's exciting. I'm excited, big smile.
Excited to hear everything you're doing at 24.
This man, I feel like a loser. I feel like I need to log off and go get my life together,
I'm
bro.
calculating my purpose.
I'm going back thinking what I was doing when I was 24.
Like, what am I doing? I need to get myself together. All right.
Well, God is good. I mean, it's a little smaller thing too about me. I also am a leader, and some of my people, they'll probably tune in too. I'm a leader of a group called the Remnant of Christ. So we do a lot of strengthening, conditioning, stuff like that for men, and strengthening the mind, strengthening the body, strengthening the soul, trying to give back to the community, prison ministry, stuff like that.
We're gonna have to talk after the show, Robin.
We
lining up with what I want to do.
Well, hey, God is good. God is good
all the time, even when you're not paying attention.
And so, Willis, tell them about you, man. Tell them about you. You should have went first, I think, because
hey, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna cut it short this week. Jamal Willis, 39 years old. I'm an intelligence contractor in the Northern Virginia area. Member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. I graduated bachelor's degree from the Elizabeth City State University, because HBCUs always got to put the in front of it.
There you go. Viking pride, baby. Viking pride.
Got my master's degree from North Carolina A&T State University. Have the weirdest, probably professional job trajectory. I graduated, started out as a middle school teacher. Then at the age of 31, decided I wanted to join the Army, broke my ankle. Then started substitute teaching. Then now I'm, like I said, an intelligence contractor at this point.
All right.
Listen, everybody's journey is different.
Exactly. And happy Founders Day, my D9 brother.
How you doing? Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I knew she wasn't gonna let that slide.
I was not gonna let that slide.
I was like, talk slow because it's coming.
No, it's love over here. That's all.
Oh, we gotta get that in. Gotta get that in. So how's everybody's week been? Everybody had a good week.
Productive
and exhausting.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, I've been, I'm in the school, so I'm in them school trenches still. I'm still in the middle school trenches, Willis.
Don't say it like it's a bad thing. It's not. You are influencing our future. There's people
thank you.
Are,
yes, I am. Nah, it's a good thing. Except if we break up fights and stuff. I think I'm a bouncer too. I should just fill my bouncer resume out because right now the kids are wilding out. I'm pulling everybody apart.
I'm gonna give you a positive outlook. You a life. You a
lifesaver.
Okay,
yeah. I need that. It's been.
You a lifesaver, a seed planter for those people who will be leading us in the future, right? Because if you don't stop the fight, maybe they're gonna get hit the wrong way. Boom, they dead. That's it. You know what I mean? You just don't know.
Yeah, and I do give them some hard truths. They think I'm crazy because I be telling them the truth about stuff that other people won't tell them. So
man,
yeah,
there's a couple things I said to them middle school kids. I should have got fired for.
Hey, so tell us about your week, Erica. How's it?
I'm doing what I do best. I'm planting seeds that I may never see the legacy of, but I know it's gonna make an impact. That's that, right? Amen. And my everyday battle is the battle of the Black woman. Not to get lost in the sauce of our non-melanated world and working hard and not doing it to uplift another non-melanated person.
Okay.
That literally was my week. Hey, I worked hard. Oh wow, look, it's a white male getting credit for the work that I did. I'm not me.
No, you got colonized. Oh man, don't let them colonize you now.
Nah, my Haitian Dominican background won't allow it.
Oh, we got a Caribbean sister up here. Well, girl, my Bahamian background is dapping you up right now in the spirit realm. Boom, right there, girl.
Okay.
Yeah, so doing that and then feeling the mother boo-hoos. My oldest, see, I'm about to tell my age, is about to be the same age as Robin, and this is the first year I will not spend her birthday with her. So I'm kind of like,
Black women age like vampires, I swear.
Yeah, that's my oldest, but she's doing good, right? In her Jordan year, she has achieved her master's.
Wow.
Yeah, she's achieved her master's. She got her own car, which is nothing, and she's working on her own house.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So that's my positive. That's one of the seeds I sowed.
All right. So what's up with you, Ro? You had anything interesting this week?
I'm ready for a break. I need a break. So I'm on countdown with my other educators. But I will say this, and I'm just going to leave it right here. I have a very, very exciting announcement that I'll be making next week. Because I got to take care of some photos. So when I pop out on you, it's going to be official. So so that's going to happen this weekend. So as far as I'm concerned, just stay tuned. Bigger and better is coming.
Royals, like, I got something for you. Don't hold your breath though.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop the mic on you.
Okay, so somebody else who's having interesting weeks. Okay. All right, we got all right. So last night, all right. So we had Raphael Warnock.
06 for sure.
My man Herschel Walker. All right, and Warnock won the runoff, right? Was it 50 to 49%? It was still close,
It was too close, honestly.
All right, so
I was so surprised.
What I want to get into. What's the panel? What's the panel's thoughts on the Senate race that everybody?
Why was it so close? I'm still
got
that out.
Because of Rob.
Because of who?
Because of Rob.
Okay, so you worried that one for her?
Yeah, man. I was most people don't. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say, I was team Herschel down there, y'all. I was fighting hard for Herschel down there. I installed teams in Atlanta, installed teams in Macon, installed teams in Savannah, and we went door to door, campaign for him, man, as much as we possibly could. So a part of the reason why that's close is because of my young Black employees went out there and did what they was trying to do. So
we got the inside scoop because people are wondering what in the hell is going on.
Yes.
So for those who don't now, you finally know, All right, we're gonna kick him out of the closet here.
Yeah,
All right, my man Rob. So he is what we like to call a black Republican.
That's right.
Conservative.
That's right. Black conservative, black Republican, black Christian. That's me.
Right.
So did you only pick him because he's a Republican, or did you stand behind his views?
I picked him for, I'll say 3 reasons. Reason number 1, well, I'm gonna start off by saying I do not believe, and I've said it multiple times already, I do not believe he was a strong candidate. Okay, I'll stand behind that. I don't think that he was the best candidate either that was in the primary. However,
I stood behind him
I stood behind him, number 1, because of the overall picture of what my party is going for and what they want to do. The second reason why is because of just being down there, traveling and being in Georgia, being in Macon, being in Atlanta, seeing, in Buckhead, seeing the neighborhood, seeing the conditions, seeing the crime, seeing what goes on within the city. It really did look like it needed a desperate change. And whether, I feel like Warnock, while he was in there, because I do deep research on policy, and the way he voted, it didn't do anything to improve the areas of our color. And so, and which goes to my third reason, he's a reverend that speaks on a lot of things that the Bible stands against. And, in the Bible, we call them heretics. So, I can't stand with a guy that says that the meaning of the Easter bunny transcends the resurrection of Jesus Christ. I just personally can't go with that. So if people don't know what transcends means, it means surpass, so, it's just, more of I want to see the change. I wanted to see change. I wanted to see, people, really earn our vote. I feel like that our vote just wasn't, it was, because I've worked on both sides in different states.
Okay.
And working for the Democratic Party in the past, helping put them in office, and then watching closely what they do or what the person did. Well, for me, it was Dan McCready in North Carolina when he ran. We worked for his campaign, helped put him in, and then next he gets caught up in corruption, and he didn't do anything for North Carolina, and so that's what kind of put me on a different path there.
So let me ask you, so Kemp is the governor there, right?
Yeah. I actually worked on his campaign in 2020.
So what is so break it down for us. So what's Kemp doing for the black people in the in those areas you were talking about, since he's been in power for a good little while?
Well, the first thing he did was he kept Georgia open during the time, even though COVID was it was terrible for the whole country, but he kept Georgia open, kept businesses open, and gave a lot of small business grants to help keep those businesses open. He also was cracked down on a lot of the crime that was going on in those areas, and especially when it came to the drugs, because fentanyl and I know it sounds like a broken record, but it is true. It's true. Fentanyl and heroin are massive problems down there. And
so the crime has gotten better?
Well, I won't say that it's gotten better. I mean, it's hard for it to get better when you have to. That's why I say that it's when it comes to bipartisan and trying to pass laws where you got a senator who will block the funding of certain programs that help the police. And that's why I said I was really going for the overall picture of what they were trying to do. The governor Kemp did the best of what he could do.
Well, can I'd like to interrupt because I'm the one who asked you the original question, right? This is what I heard you say. He wasn't the best candidate, but I voted for him.
I didn't vote for him personally.
Okay.
Because I don't live there.
I was about to get you, boy. I'm
he's not okay. So
okay, you didn't vote for him, but you planted the seed to convince others to vote for him.
Yeah, and the reason why is because
putting a gun in a murderer's hand. To me.
Well, I look at the better. All right, so it's like this. I look at Warnock, right? And I don't like doing things. What's the best way to put this? Warnock didn't really use his power to better the conditions. And the things that he said he was going to do was actually going to make those our people, actually worse. And really worse.
So what are those things? Let's break it down.
For an example,
we want to try to learn here, do some specifics. What are those?
For an example,
say that a lot, but what are those things exactly?
Okay, so like for an example, there was when Kemp would try to improve the police in like schools and would try to better the conditions as far as security on campuses, more police cars, more just trying to fund police. Not Trump, but Warnock wasn't really for it. He wasn't for that. He was very anti-police during the time where.
How does the Senate, the governor, he was stopping the governor from doing it?
Well, it's not necessarily okay. So I wouldn't say
funding. Is that what you're talking about, Rob? From a funding standpoint.
Exactly, from a funding standpoint, he would make it hard for Kemp to do what he wanted to do. That whatever Kemp felt like would improve, the police, and it was also just his voting record.
That's more local politics, though, right?
It is, but there's still a lot that the Senate can do that can help. It's complicated, but it's not complicated.
Because I think a lot of times people look at national politics and they confuse local politics. And
I'm not trying to confuse the both.
No, but say this in general.
So, like I was saying before, I think my concern is oftentimes we get caught up in the talk. You said he was quoting things from the Bible. Anyone could quote things from the Bible. I could go to theology and study and do it. I think the problem is we get hyped up on the wording. We get hyped up on the first layer, but where's the action? What is he doing to unify us, right? We're still divided. Local, national, we're still divided. And it's not complicated when it comes to who is going to lead us into unity instead of supporting division. I'm letting you know I can stand here, and I've done it before in regular conversations, and preach a sermon. But there are also priests that are baptizing children that's also raping boys at night. That doesn't.
I agree. It's just I 100% agree.
Disagreeing with you. It's just I hear so many times people go, well, he does the things of the Bible. Okay, well, the Bible said that talking don't mean nothing. It doesn't mean a thing. Where's the action? Where's the walk? Where are you leading us to?
No, I agree, and that's another part of the reason why I wanted to change was because he doesn't seem. Well, it's not even he doesn't seem. The 2 years he was in there was no coming together. Like there, it was still a whole lot of he say, she say, and still a whole lot of arguments, and it just things weren't getting done. So
you believe Herschel Walker was going to be the man to do that?
I believe he would have voted different. I believe he would have.
Yeah, I agree. He was going to do what they told him to do. That's what the
question I got. Yeah. I hear you say you didn't feel like Herschel Walker was the best candidate, but you supported him anyway. And then you say what the other candidate didn't do, whatever. You cannot convince me Herschel Walker was going to be any better or do anything substantial. That he was going to do what they told him to do.
Right.
So that's why you wanted him in there. That's what I feel like.
That goes along, but that goes along with what I said in the beginning.
Yeah.
I was saying that based off of the overall view of what my party is trying to do.
So did you have to support him because he was of your party, or could you just abstain?
Well, I had to support him because I had two options. You get what I'm saying?
I get it.
At this point, it's
that's closest to what your party believes.
What my priorities and what my beliefs are, I have to support based off that. It's like
so.
Well, I want to remind you that the talk of God is what led us and caused us to stay in slavery. So look for more than talk. Look for more than talk. That's all.
I was about to say. I feel like that's debatable, but
it kept us there because it kept us there. Well, let me rephrase that. It kept a portion of us there, because it was used, instead of using it to lift us up and understand, they kept saying, well, God wants this and God wants that. And Jesus said this. Again, not disagreeing with you.
You gotta realize what Jesus says. The Bible says those are not my people. Those are not my people. That's the synagogue of Satan.
Are you looking at the original Bible?
I'm sorry, what now?
Are you looking at the original Bible, the one that was
the Israeli 98, the Israeli 98 translation?
So what I'm saying to you is, it also speaks about watching the person who speaks the word, but it's not of the word. And I'm gonna be real. We're not here to go to church. I'm just saying to you, I'm challenging your view to not just make it about the person who talks the best sermon, but the person
no.
the best. That's all I'm saying.
I'm looking for results based off policy.
Okay.
Like that's which went into my policy and the way that the neighbor. It's just like, and I don't want to sound like I'm quoting things, but it's just like, Warnock owns an apartment building, within the inner Black communities. You know what I'm saying? And this apartment building, it's not the best looking building. It's in the hood. It could be better, especially with the amount of money that he makes and, renovations, etc. But, he's kicking people out of those homes. You know what I'm saying? For missing rent as low as $5, as low as $10, $32, and putting people out on the street during times where it's supposed to be, you're supposed to look out for each other, especially coming off of COVID. And that's was one of his things that he was running on when he ran for office, was being there for people who were struggling during COVID. And his people in his building is struggling during COVID, but he kicking them out. So that's why I just, like I said,
kicking out during COVID.
Yeah, man, he kicked immediately after. I
was saying it was right after.
Immediately right after. Like right as soon as he had the opportunity to,
and they were out like Tuesday.
As soon as COVID was over on Friday, and then that Monday eviction letters was coming out.
But and somebody who's messing around with real estate a little bit. The thing about with that during COVID, if you were an owner, if you were a renter, there was no protection for you. You were losing bread the whole time. So the whole time. So soon as you could evict people, in order to save your back, you had to go with the evictions if nobody was paying rent. Like, that's not being evil. That's like, so the context of that is kind of, you got to put it in context.
Well, you see,
I noticed for a fact, so it's something you can see that and, he's evil. But no, he was losing bread the whole time.
I won't call him evil. I wouldn't call him evil.
That's not evil.
I wouldn't call him evil. All I'm saying is that the church owns the apartments, right? Like, he's supposed to be a minister, and it's about the church. Church supposed to be helping people. The apartments got things like lights falling out the wall and rats and stuff, and roaches in the apartment. And he kicking people out for not owning, owing him $5, owing him $32, owing him $10.
I got to see proof of that one.
Well, I'm go there. I'm telling you, bro, go there.
We believe you. We believe you.
Go there.
That's not us. We believe you.
Whoa, wait a minute. Who is?
Yeah. So I know Tyrone has more. He wants to dive deeper into another topic, but can we at least agree with this, that we want to find a leader that will unite us,
right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And not by destroying us, but uplifting us. Can we agree on that?
And we gotta be willing. We gotta be willing to let him lead and not be partisan. Like, if he's a Democrat or Republican, automatically, he can't mess with him.
And that's my point.
Listen, it's a lot of that going on right now, because modern politics now is not about the personality; it's about the party. And
it turns into the same way you vote
gotta
for
make them look bad.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm not a down ticket Republican. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? I'm very. There's times where I voted Libertarian. There's times where I voted Independent. I'm only 24, so I've only been a part of 2 election cycles.
Yeah, you're such a baby.
You get what I'm saying? I've only been a part of two election cycles.
Oh man, I feel old as hell when you
I
know, right?
All right, so Tyrone, what else you got for us? This was a one. I like this.
So I'm gonna lead in. I'm gonna lead it with something. Okay. All right. So this was all the rage. This was all the rage over the weekend. All right. So, and I'm gonna play.
We love you too, T.
I'm gonna play this one. Hey, Bailey. come on in, man. Hey, the link is in the comments. You want to come in, bro. Come get in on it. All right.
We're gonna get these kids exposure. We're gonna put a light on these kids. We're gonna allow them to shine. But you got to understand that same light that causes you to shine, that same light can also show you blemishes. So I hope y'all ready. We ready. I hope you're prepared. We're prepared. And I hope you're able. We ain't. Because I have a commitment to excellence in each and everything I do. And I did not leave my 100 acres and a mule to come here for my bullshit. We're going to win. We're going to look good while we win. We're going to have a good time, Sonic Boom, while we win. Yes, sir. And we're going to do this professionally. Right. But I believe this is going to be a marriage made in heaven. And I cannot wait to get started. Do you believe? We believe!
Marriage over. All right.
Can we tuck his ears in?
Hey, so the
No.
rage over the last couple of days has been Deon Sanders leaving for Colorado State. He was at Jackson State. That was his intro speech. All right. Now, I looked on my social media, and oh my goodness, people were going crazy. Everybody was losing their mind. I saw people talking about HBCUs who I've never heard mention HBCUs, and they were so passionate. They loved HBCUs, and Deon left HBCUs, and he's sold them out, and we love our HBCUs. And some people I knew went to HBCUs. Now, wait a minute. Have you ever paid alumni dues? Have you ever given back to your HBCU? Did you graduate and skip town and never help your HBCU? Who's really worse, you or Deon? At least he helped the HBCU. You know, he helped enrollment. Okay, paid money for the facilities. What have you done since you left? That was my question, and some people felt the way about that.
Maybe they were waiting for someone else to do it.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts, panel? That was my take when I first heard it. And what are your thoughts on
Willis?
Deon?
Don't put your hand
What you
up.
got, Mr. Willis? Come on.
Willis, what you think, Willis?
Pick me.
Let me start off by saying he had every right to go to Colorado. That's not up for debate. He's a grown man. He has his family. He had every right to take the $5 million or however much that they already said they don't have right now to give him, but they're gonna figure out how to give it to him. He had that right. That's not up for debate because we can go to whatever job we want to at any given time. That's not the debate. My problem with what people were saying was they tried to say he did a lot for all HBCUs. He did not. They tried to say he's the one that helped the MEAC, the SWAC, and all HBCUs get their TV deal. Those TV deals were in place before he got there. Fact. They tried to say he did X, Y, Z. He did a lot, but what he did was, for first of all, Jackson State. Great, I appreciate it. He stayed at Jackson State when he didn't have to go there. I appreciate that. He did not. You giving too much credit to him, but then if you verbalize this like I am, you crabs in the barrel trying to bring down a black man. This that. No, what did Deon? What did Coach Prime do for Elizabeth City? Exactly, nothing.
He still ain't got no scholarships.
What you know what I mean? We're the same way. So where is this? I posted and I got into it with multiple frat brothers. What did he do? One of them went to East Carolina, one of them went to Elizabeth City State. And listen, I'm not gonna call their name, but I hope they're watching right now. Listen,
they can always catch it later on YouTube, by the way.
I don't understand how you're going to say he did something that was already in place. What I will give him credit for, he brought attention more so. What else was in place beforehand? Right. The Pioneer Bowl, bet you don't remember that. Battle of the Bands was already in place. Nice. The Celebration Bowl was already in place. He highlighted it. Highlighting highlighting a book is different from writing the book.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, brother, go now.
Highlighting the book is different from writing. He did not write that book. But then my problem is, please educate me, correct me if I say any of this next part wrong. It wasn't about the money. What happened about that part? He's been a millionaire since he was 21 years old. I'm not counting his pockets. I'm not doing none of that. But my problem with people in this subject matter is we like to use HBCUs as a stepping stone to the next part. Why can't we be the prize? Yes. Why can't we not be the prize? He did, like, again, remember what I said. This is being recorded. We're live, all right? Mm-hmm. I said he had every right to do what he had to do, okay? Mm-hmm. But he didn't need it. He was good. His kids grew up rich. Mm-hmm. Jackson State could have just as easily been the next Appalachian State with time. Like Bomani Jones said, he literally just said, oops, yep, let me use this trampoline to get over here. He didn't want, like, you know what I mean? And what it was, COVID was the perfect opportunity to capitalize on HBCU culture. I said he's not the only one. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna bring something else into this. It's because you're able to, again, I'm gonna say it again, capitalize and make money off of the HBCU play, the HBCU culture, because now I can make money off of it. I.e., like Chris Paul. Mm-hmm. How are you all of a sudden now you support HBCUs, but you could have went to, you didn't go to one. Mm-hmm. You didn't go to one. Yeah. But now because you can make money off of it, let me oh, that's cool now. Let me go make some money off of that very quick. You know what I mean?
That's my issue too.
You want like what Drake say? You want with me shooting in the gym? We went to HBCUs before it was cool. Mm-hmm. We knew about it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? What are we saying? Again, I'm a backup because I don't know what part of this anybody gonna hear. He had every right to do what he wanted to do as a grown man. However, don't treat HBCUs like a trampoline to go to your next spot and then sermonize all your speeches to make it seem like God told you to do X, Y, Z. As soon as you got the next opportunity, you went to Colorado. Who the heck gonna go to Colorado? What's in Colorado?
Snow
and mountains.
All right, so Robin, what's your take on it, brother?
All right, so I've never been to an HBCU. The college I did go to was a PWI. I only went for 1 year. They put it on my resume and I started my business. But I'm a football guy, though. That is one thing I am. I'm a big football guy. And one thing I got to say is I knew Deon was leaving when I'm not remembering who he played. They won, but he came in and he had like a red tape moment. He walked in and he was like, the guys play good, but somebody done broke into my office and done stole my wallet and my credit cards, and somebody done stole something out my son's car. And I don't know why everybody's out here.
I got that. Hold on.
Oh, you got the clip?
So, because it was part of the point I was going to make here.
Start off by saying God bless you, appreciate you and everything. I'm pissed off right now because I had mixed emotions. We won, the kids played really well, but while the game was going on, somebody came in and stole every darn thing I had in my locker room. The coach's office.
Oh my God.
Yeah, credit cards, wallet, watches. Thank God I had on my necklaces. How? So when I talk about quality, raising standards, and that goes for everyone, man. Not just the people on the field, not just the coaches, not just the teachers, not just the faculty, but that's everybody, security in everybody. So how do you think it feels coming back after just teary-eyed because the guys have presented me with the game ball, one of the best moments I've ever had in my professional sports career emotionally. And then you go into your locker room, your coach's office to digress, and you notice that you don't even have a phone to call your mama, to call your girl, to call your kids, because it's been stolen.
All right, so we got to cap the point of that, right? So when I saw that, I thought back on. I was like, in his speech, he said, "Look, talk about elevating everybody, not just the football team, and then you get your stuff stolen." So one thing, well, I'll come back to it. Erica, what do you think?
I was about to go there. So go ahead, finish your point. Go ahead.
I would say so you gotta think Deon's been rich. He's been in luxury life for the past almost 40 years, basically. Mm-hmm. And so he came back and getting paid $300,000, and now you're back, like you basically in the hood now. You got your stuff stolen, the facilities aren't as good. And let's be real, okay. If you went to HBCU, you know some, as far as admin competency and how people run things, are better than others. Right. And some aren't very good. And so, and I'm gonna bring up a point that somebody made in a minute here. There's rumors that some money was being mishandled.
Okay? Yeah, and that's I was gonna bring that up, man.
Right. So, and it may be a thing where it comes back and we apologize to Deon because the now was swirling that the football money was being taken and that he was earning from his charisma and what he built is being used for stuff that for the school, for things that weren't supposed to be used for. And, you know, so that may be an issue too, where it's like, okay, I'm here trying to do this, and you guys are doing things the old school, you know, grimy way. All right. So, you know,
I mean, that's all I was trying to say, man. Like I said, I know about building a football program. My granddad owned the high school before he passed and built a championship football program. So I know what it takes, and everybody has to buy in. That means the professors, the principal, the athletic director, all the way down to the students. Everybody has to buy in, and if only the coach and a few of the guys are buying in, and the other people on campus are breaking into his luxury car, it's hard for him to commit. I mean, and plus, I think Deon wants to coach NFL football, and to coach NFL football, you have to be. You have to win on all levels. You know what I'm saying? And winning in the SWAC. I mean, ain't nobody. Jackson State can't beat Alabama program. You know what I'm saying? So
he admitted that. He admitted as much.
It's just the truth. You know, he can't
even stutter when he said it either.
Yeah, it's just the trick. They can't go out there and beat Alabama and compete for a national championship. And so, you know, even though Colorado has no funding, they still have that name, Colorado University. And
it's 3 times the alumni money that Jackson State has.
Yeah, and comparing to what the boosters donate, and even the size of the stadium. And plus, if we look at what Deon did, he went to one of the worst football programs in the nation. Colorado is not a strong football program, so if he's able to do what he did in Jackson State in Colorado, I mean, we could be looking at another, what's the guy named in Seattle? The one that was coaching Pete Carroll type situation, where I'm just trying to show that I'm a proven winner and my program works. Now, do I agree with him choosing Colorado over, I don't know, maybe any other team that has a lot more black players? No. But I do understand that if I drove my car to work and I came back and my money swab and my wallet and everything is gone from the football locker room and my car broken into, and I think they said his son's car got broken into, it would make me want to leave too. I'm just being honest, you know, because I feel like
here's how I counter that though. Then that happened like last year or the year before that. If it was that bad, he would have left then.
But I feel like it's like compound issues, you know, like if you're dating a girl and she comes and change your room, you're not gonna leave her because she changed the room. It may have aggravated you.
Be annoyed,
yeah, you might be annoyed. But then if you go out to dinner and then she blow up with you at dinner, you won't leave her for blowing up for you at dinner. But you gonna think about that. It gets it builds on.
So
one more thing.
If that happened. And now he's finding out that money's being mishandled and
exactly
things behind the scenes is happening. If that's true.
Well, here's the thing. Even when you use the male and female as an example, even when you have a breakups don't just happen unless something dramatic.
Exactly.
Breakup is like, nope, don't like that. Nope, don't like that.
Exactly.
Can I live with this for the rest of my life? Nah. And then so it's not overnight. It was probably a buildup. So I have a question though.
Okay.
So do we feel that as black and brown, I'm just say black and brown people, that in order for us to truly enrich our culture that we have to go to HBCU? Because I feel it puts you in a box. Not everyone feels like, and this might, it just, for me, I've never gone, never had the desire to go. None of my children have
gone.
gone.
You definitely don't have to, because most big universities have like. So I know my sister went to Old Dominion, and there's a whole Black community it's bigger than HBCU would be inside of that. And so when she graduated, I was like, "What in the hell? Like, where are the white people? Like, they were all. It was like it was.
There's a lot of colleges like that. There's a lot of colleges that are identified as PWIs, and you go there and you're like, I'm confused, but it's because they have not registered as a HBC. But
I know for me, the experience of HBCU, it's cool. I mean, if you want to have it, you don't have to, but it's good. It's cool going somewhere and not being the minority. Being immersed in your own culture.
But did it enrich you in it? That's what I'm asking.
It has potential. It's all about you as an individual. And I think Tyrone and Jamal can attest to this as well. Like when you are on an HBCU campus, it's up to you to get involved in the various activities, various social groups, whatever that's being offered. It's up to you to get involved in that in order to embrace that experience and build that culture within yourself and for others. So that when we're sitting before each other in this type of panel, we can actually have diehard, true conversation about the Black culture at a HBCU. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand. I just feel like a lot of times when I talk to, others who went to HBCU, they feel like I just don't hear that it was like this unifying experience. And like I said, my experience of who I'm talking to, this unifying experience. I get a lot of people were disappointed. And I think the other thing that bothers me from the outside is it's
probably
never
went to a party and then they got surprised. Well, go ahead.
Okay.
I
don't know.
Out here, but,
myself, as well as all three of my kids, had the same situation where they went to HBCU and they're like, I don't see where I would fit in here. I'm just being honest with you.
Well, I mean, if I could comment on it, I got plenty of friends. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I've been saying it's not for everybody.
Yeah, I have plenty of friends that, when they were in high school, they wanted to go to Johnson C. Smith universities of the world or the A&Ts of the world. And then when they got there 2 years later, we link up and they totally different people. I mean, you don't know who the world they are anymore. I don't even think they knew who in the world they were anymore. And I'm not saying that they were educationally off, but I know that the way that they thought about life became different. They were quicker to go to the ABC store than to go to the gym like they were when we were kids. What I'm saying is basically I believe that, like I said, I went to a PWI. And so when I was at the PWI, we had strict rules on, me being a freshman, curfews and everything like that. And if you were caught partying and they monitored your social media. So if you put something on Instagram partying, you would get, punished for it. I mean, I played lacrosse, so I was an athlete, so maybe I was different than most, but I still have to say that being at Montreat, they did force me and push me to stay in the classroom.
Well, let me say real quick though. Okay, so now HBCU doesn't mean that it was like parties and people drink all the time. Because if that's the case, when I was at Elizabeth City, I would slide down to East Carolina University.
PWIs now.
Well, excuse me. Where the ABC store was a kegger, and they was now let's not pretend white ice is colder.
No, they party hard now.
Those PWIs,
they were
definition of frat parties.
What did they say? Get white boy wasted.
I can only speak from my experience in the sense that, because I don't know if y'all can see the shirt I got on. Fairy's not an option.
Never.
The high school I went to, James Benson Dudley Senior High School. If you from North Carolina, you know about Dudley. You know about the Greensboro 4.
Yep.
You know about, like, it prepared me for the HBCU life. So a lot of people from my high school, you had one or two mindsets. I want to get out of here. I want to go see something else. Or I'm used to a HBCU, so I'm going to go across the street to A&T. Like, I know people that have gone to school from kindergarten and graduated from college together. But I will say this, I love the conversation, how each and every one of us has said it. HBCUs aren't for everyone.
No.
It's all your individual mindset, okay?
Absolutely.
But what my mother and other people have said is they feel like each black kid or minority should go to an HBCU at least for undergrad, because you had your whole life to be a minority. At least give yourself 4 or 5 years to be the majority. Also,
that's a good.
That was a cool thing.
That was cool right there.
Can we answer this person's question?
What's up?
Oh, a PWI is a predominantly white institution. It means it's just a numbers thing.
Okay. For those of you, and I gotta say this for those of you looking, you cannot create a new HBCU. That is impossible. You can't do it.
No, you can't.
I don't care if you got a lot of black kids, a black student. You cannot just that can't happen. That's impossible. For those of you who don't know that.
Right.
Some of the more ignorant viewers because I come across this online sometimes. White people also go to HBCUs.
Absolutely.
There's a very good chance you'll get a scholarship going to one.
Yes.
The same way we get a scholarship going to all white school.
Yes.
When I was in Iraq, there was this guy. He was trying to go to law school. And he was like, I'm trying to figure out what law school to go to. And I was like, oh, North Carolina Central has one of the best law schools in the country. And he was like, ugh. He legit was like, ugh. Isn't that one of those black schools? And I was like, oh my God, man. I was like, what? I'm like, predominantly black. It's just a historical thing because, now I don't want Ron DeSantis to hear me and get mad somewhere. But history-wise, they used to not let us go to.
That was funny.
The white colleges.
Right.
So
we weren't allowed to.
So we started out, started our own colleges. That's history. Now I know some people will say, "Oh no, you're taking critical race theory. Don't say that." But that's just history. Okay, don't get offended anybody. I know Robbie people get mad. People get mad, Robbie. Start talking.
Hey, ho. And I want to correct something, okay? Because he called me a black Republican. I am an independent. Like I said, I am not a down ticket Republican voter, okay? I am an independent man who thoroughly researches every candidate that I vote for. Personally.
Well, the words you put together made us believe that you might.
Of course. Now, I won't say that I have voted Democratic recently. I definitely have voted Republican recently in my small boroughs, or either Libertarian in some of my local elections. Even though the Libertarian Party is we lose, but what I will say is that what they represent and what my moral values have become as a grown man trying to have a family is what the Republicans have represented. So I won't mind.
Is someone knocking at your window because what you said on the show? Because you sound like you trying.
I just want to clarify. I want to clarify because I don't like how people categorize political parties. I don't believe that people should say, well, hey, you're a Republican, hey, you're an independent, hey, you're a because I could meet a Democrat who's got conservative values and wants to do something better for the economy, and I'll vote blue that day.
But the issue is bigger than that. Awesome. We are in an ego-driven society, and so what drives ego is labels. Exactly. And that's what it is. That's why I'm like, just make sure that you're not chasing the label and chasing the word, because
I'm a follower of Christ, man. I'm a follower of Jesus Christ.
Ego-driven is what looks good. What is making everybody go, oh, that's ego. That's the world we live in. And that's why we tend to get drawn into the rabbit hole of what looks good culturally. And they get us all to jump in. I'm down, I'm voting, and we get nothing.
and for the record, I'm an independent voter myself. Now I'm all over the place. So I'm a Second Amendment guy, but gay people don't gross me out. I don't care about seeing gay people or gay stuff in a movie. I'm just different places as far as like politics goes. I don't label myself as anything, but I voted for Republicans before. I don't like the crazy ones. I don't like the Major Taylor Greene people and people talking about suspend the Constitution and jumping around in the Capitol. But hey, but whatever, I vote my interests, but I don't get real emotional about it. If the person I vote for loses, I'm okay. I'll find a way to still make my bread and
make your money and do what you got to do.
I'm going to be all right. I'm not going to be crying, boo-hooing, and marching and stuff. I'll be all right. So.
And my only perspective with the whole voting conversation is simply just to be aware of what the policy is, what that person is standing for, because when I was teaching middle school, golly, long time ago anyway, when I was teaching middle school many moons ago, one thing that I told my students, and this was during the time when the Voting Rights Act was getting ready to come back around. That's why I said this has been some years ago. And I shared with them the importance of just understanding where we come from and where we're going, so that we don't mess around and repeat history, because history has a way of recycling itself. And so, and so because of the fact that so many of our young people do not understand government as a whole, and they don't. Adults don't understand government as a whole, nor do they take the time to truly become vested into understanding these topics either. We can easily succumb to being back in slavery, and that's just real.
That's real.
And I don't mean just slavery mentally. I'm talking about being under the true dictatorship, the true control, and that might be strong, but anyway, go with me. But being under true control of somebody else. And for me, as a woman of color, even though I don't look it, I would be all kind. No, I
was gonna say, yeah, you do.
No, as soon as you talk, as soon as you just
that's when you realize. But if I just keep my mouth shut, which is usually what I do when I go to different places, I'll just be quiet.
I think it's ignorance, Royal.
It's all good.
Because in order for you to have no color, you have to start with color. And
exactly.
I've always been raised.
I got you. Okay. But I'm just the reality is people don't know. Okay. If I keep my mouth shut and I act accordingly, and again, I say that respectfully, but if I act accordingly, people do not know. And so what happened, at least for individuals who are very light-skinned or people who are born with albinism, they won't know what in the ham sandwich to do with us. Y'all see how I'm trying not to cuss because of my brother here tonight.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm trying to be good tonight. And so you're welcome, love bug. And so what happened is I'll be in the middle of trying to figure out, well, which side of this fence do I want to stand on? And I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I don't even want to begin to entertain that idea, because I already know which way I'm going to end up going, and I'm not going to be here long. And that's just real. So that's my point for the night.
Don't say you won't be here long. God gave you life so you can have it more abundantly. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You don't have an abundant life.
And plus, Ro, you have a whole black aura. You don't. It's like
you come off strong.
Listen, it's that Shaw you baby in me. And, okay, it's just go with it. All right.
I was like, there is nothing, even with your mouth closed, to me, and I'm assuming that Rob agrees. Even you just sitting there, don't say nothing about you say white. No.
That's what I was going to say.
Come off. That's what I'm like. I'm so sorry you had to interact with people who are ignorant. It ain't us, boo. It ain't us.
No, it ain't us.
But can I say one thing about Deon though? Can I say one thing about Deon? One thing I will say is that a lot of people are talking negative about the man. Okay, but however, he did a lot for that program. He did do a lot for. I mean, brought money in, Under Armour deal, Beats deals. I mean, over $4 million in funding. I mean, he did a lot for that. Won them championships. Got some of those players NFL looks. Some of those guys. I don't know too many HBCU guys that get NFL Combine invites. And so I think about 3 or 4 of his players ended up getting some. So I'm just saying,
he pushed really hard for it.
Can I say something that we may not want to say?
What's that?
People talking bad about Deon ain't really because they have bad opinions about them. They're on the bandwagon. That's what it is.
You're right.
It's on the They're on the bandwagon.
Right.
See, and I think too, I can understand the animosity towards him a little bit too, because I agree, I'm cool with him leaving, and I think he did great things. But too, there is a little criticism there that to be had for Deon, because kind of the way he left. I didn't like the way he left. I think it should have been at least after you play your last game, and the way he left, I kind of didn't like that. And the way when he came in, he was like, he was
it's
like,
a marriage.
he was like, God, in one, I ain't sure. He's like, God, sitting me here, and so it gave a lot of people hope. So a lot of Black people, they got real. We get hopeful when we saw him. We're hopeful, thinking like he was going to be the Black Bear Bryant, and he was going to bring Jackson State. He was going to bring Jackson State to. I know he's still coaching the game. But and they thought he was going to bring him to the Alabama level. It's going to be this Black Wakanda football team. Killing Clemson, and it wasn't reality.
Are we running out on the field like this?
Yeah, like we're gonna be out in the field, and so, and it just wasn't realistic. I had the feeling. We all had the feeling when we saw him winning, and he's charismatic. There's only one Deon.
Only one problem.
Could have done what he did. So if it was a bunch of Deons running around the different HBCUs, then that would be great. But that was one guy,
So how do y'all feel how Shannon Sharp came off though with his comments?
Now, I thought that was kind of trash. Okay,
I wish I knew what he said, man. I really do.
I don't know either.
So Shannon Sharp was defending Deon, but then he dissed HBCUs at the same time. He was like, it wasn't my
the second tier.
So he was like, yeah, if I had better grades, I wouldn't have went to an HBCU, and it wasn't my first choice, And so it was like, bro, so come on, man, don't crap on us, don't do that, So
is there a way we can get the direct quote? Because I would love to know exactly what he said.
I need the facts.
Yeah,
exactly. I feel you. I don't have the direct quote, but it was along those lines. But he didn't mean it. He didn't mean it to be nasty. He was just, that's how he felt, and he kind of let that out of how he felt about it.
He went to Savannah State, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And some people feel that way. They feel like HBCUs are like second rate. And
that's the biggest problem I always have. They try to elevate a PWI, something that like your degree just as good as mine.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
It is.
Hey, when I went to my teaching interview, I'm working right beside everybody else from all other universities. My degree was just as good as everybody else's.
Yeah.
And here's another thing. People don't realize, and again, I'm a big proponent for my HBCUs. I tell students all the time, the baddest program for engineering is at A&T State University.
It sure is.
Believe me. Y'all keep harping on NC State. God bless NC State. All y'all Wolfpack people, whatever y'all be doing with y'all fingers. Anyway, but that Wolfpack thing, whatever they do. But I don't care for NC State. So anyway, I digress. I digress. But seriously, people, like you said, underestimate the power and high quality of education that can be obtained through HBCUs. And I really need people to cut the crap. Like, just stop it already.
Like, so I'm a bottom line person. When you go to school, there and get education, take care of your family.
Yeah, I'm just like, I think it's just the labels for me. Like, then I keep.
And I'm not a Black person that cares what other people think. If people think, that it's inferior, sorry, Robbie.
Like that word.
They can kiss my ass. I'm just on that. It's like, because I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I'm not worried about what other people think so much. Like, oh no, they think we're inferior. Well, okay, prove you're not. Okay, be excellent.
Yeah,
the time has run away from us, T.
Yeah. Oh, so we're okay. We're okay. So, we had a good conversation, man. We're about at our 60 minutes. So, hey, so quick final thoughts. Willis, what do you think? Any final thoughts?
Just stay blessed up, man, and do the best you can day to day.
Okay. Rob.
I would like to say Merry Christmas to everyone watching. Jesus is the reason for the season, and it's not Santa. Santa not real. So if I ruin Christmas for you, I apologize. You know, and I also would like to say that, you know, if you need prayer, you can add me, and I'll take whoever needs it. I'll pray.
All right, Black Pearl.
Unity. Unify us as a people, not unify and uplift the labels.
All right, Royal Rain.
Educate yourself and know that knowledge is always power.
Absolutely.
It cannot be taken nor destroyed.
Okay. All right. So we're going to wrap it up and make sure you guys go to the YouTube channel. If you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel, you are wrong. Okay. All right. And if you're not a member of the Facebook group, if you're on Facebook making comments, go ahead and jump in the Good Guy Experience group and make them there. And we talk a little bit. We have a little fun, crack some jokes. It's all good. All right. And so we'll holler at you next time. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you guys so much for having me too.
Thank you for being here.
Much love. Much love.